I used to make decluttering so much harder than it actually needed to be, which is why I stopped doing these 10 things to make decluttering so much easier. I stopped waiting for a free weekend. Life is just moving too fast at this stage that we're in, and waiting for a free weekend just to spend decluttering stuff, it's never going to happen. So I've just stopped waiting for a free weekend and have taken action by doing small 15-minute declutters every day. So I'm no longer waiting for a long period of time to declutter. I can do it every day for short bursts. I've stopped doing full room declutters. They've just gotten to be so much. And this season of life that I'm in, it just doesn't make sense to empty out an entire room and then have to put it all back. Instead, what I'm doing is going drawer by drawer or cabinet by cabinet and decluttering the stuff that is just bothering me versus doing all of it at once. I've stopped holding on to items just in case. Just in case I might need it for that art project. Just in case I need it for this one thing. Just in case we cut a pineapple, which we actually do. We keep the pineapple cutter, but that's a totally separate story. We keep items that we actually use. So those items that you're like, well, I'm keeping it just in case. Maybe I'm going to need it one day. I've gotten rid of all of that. Like, what is the point? Why am I holding on to it? I'm either using it or I'm not. We've stopped holding on to fancy china, and that's our everyday wear because every day should be a celebration, and we are celebrating that through fancy china. I've stopped thinking everything needs to be perfectly organized in order for me to say it's done. This has been like the biggest, probably my biggest thing with decluttering is I want it to be perfect and like beautiful or I'm not going to do it. And I've gotten over that by just taking action to cross it off the list. I will make a big long list and I just want to cross everything off so I throw away the list. That's what I want to do. So I've gotten myself over this idea that it needs to be perfectly organized in order for things to truly be organized and functional. I've stopped decluttering in the evenings. This one's a huge one because in the evenings, my brain is just done. I am done from the day. It's been long and I'm not making good decisions when I'm exhausted. So instead, I declutter in the mornings or lunchtime. I'll find pockets of time earlier than waiting for later because when it's later, my brain is just, it's done and I'm not going to make good decisions because I hit my decision fatigue. So instead, I'm going to take action earlier in the day and it's only going to be 15 minutes so I can totally get that done. I've stopped saving broken things that I'm going to fix later. This one was a big one because it took me a while because I'm like, oh, it's just a zipper. I can totally go get the zipper fixed. Well, I went to the dry cleaner and they don't fix it. And then I went to the tailor place that I go to and they can't fix it either. So I've been holding on to this one jacket just because I'm like, well, it's just a zipper. I can get the zipper fixed. I don't know where to get the zipper fixed. I really don't. So why am I holding on to it? If I'm not going to get the zipper fixed, why am I holding on to it? So I've let that go. I have sold or decluttered the things that are broken and I can't fix or I'm not going to fix because there are things that I'm just not going to fix. So why am I holding on to them? I can get rid of them because I'm not wearing them. I'm not using them because they're broken and I'm not fixing them. So what is the point? I've stopped keeping unnecessary duplicates. Okay, now we have some duplicates in the house of things like multiple things that make sense, but there are some things that we don't need duplicates of. Okay, so here's my example of a duplicate we have in the house that we keep. We have two vegetable peelers. The reason why I'm right-handed, my husband's left-handed. We have a left-handed peeler. Yes, there is actually a thing and it is necessary. So he has a peeler and I have a peeler and that's it. I don't have like 12 mugs. Everyone in the family has like their one mug and that's it. You get one mug. You don't need all the mugs. We have one mug each. Everybody in the house has two water bottles. That's it. We don't have like a quadrillion. We have one that we take around with us during the day and then we have one up in our bedroom. So two water bottles per person. So I don't have multiple duplicates. And when I've started to get rid of the excess, like the unnecessary, I don't need to keep a whole bunch of water bottles in our cabinet that nobody's using and it's just taking up space. Those are unnecessary duplicates. The duplicates we do use, that's what I want you to focus on and keep those obviously because you're using them. But if you have like 12 planters, like planter containers that are just sitting in your garage and you haven't used them for the past 3 years, why? Why are you holding on to them? Go sell them. People will buy them. I've stopped asking the entire family to do declutters with me. I've just stopped because their version of clutter and mine are very different things. And it is okay when I feel overwhelmed by the clutter in my house, I'm going to take action on the spots that are truly cluttered and then I will feel better. But I've stopped asking my family to help. 9 times out of 10, they see me doing things and like organizing and removing stuff and whatever. And then they'll jump in and be like, oh, hey, I can help with that. But I've stopped nagging and making them, forcing them to help with the declutter unless it's their space. And then I will sit with them to declutter. But other than that, nope, I've stopped overthinking when it comes to clutter. I've stopped hemming and hawing about if this one item should stay or not. This particularly goes with journals and notebooks and things like that I'm I'm like, oh, like I have a couple of things written in here, I can still use it again. I know I'm not going to if it's not like the same category. That's just how I work. So for me, I stopped overthinking. Like, do I keep this? Is this the best spot for something to go? Or am I sure that this should stay or go? I've stopped overthinking and I just decided it's a yes or a no. So to go along with overthinking, I've also stopped putting all the things in the maybe bin. When it comes to decluttering, I have decided it's a yes or a no. And then those items that I'm like, yes, no, that's when I put it in the maybe bin instead of having maybe as an option, which has helped reduce the overthinking and it's helped limit the stuff that goes in my maybe bin. So maybe bin are like those things that you just truly don't know and you don't want to give it up because you are like, there is a good possibility I could still use this again. So if that's the case, my suggestion is a bin separate somewhere else, like garage, basement, where you put those questionable items. They stay for like a month, maybe, and you go through it. If you haven't used it in a month, that's your sign. Okay, I am comfortable to declutter it now, because sometimes you just need that reminder, that visual that that item isn't necessary, but in your head it might be. So using the maybe bin as your strategy to kind of like one step out the door type of thing. But I've stopped having maybe be an answer for if I need something or not. And I've used the yes, no, ooh feeling as my maybe bin instead of having maybe as an answer. I have more on the maybe bin. You can watch that. You can find it where you're watching this video. Decluttering doesn't have to be a massive project. You can spend 15 minutes doing a good declutter and feel like you've accomplished a lot. If we stop the overthinking, if we stop the procrastination, if we stop doing these things that we feel like are necessary when it comes to organizing and instead focus on using our time, effort, and energy in other ways. If you like this video, make sure to check out the other ones and don't forget to subscribe.